Warning, this podcast is not a podcast.
Hello, and welcome to First World Cinema Club. I'm John Tawasil from Present Confusion, here live in sunny Boracay in the fifth dimension. And joining me is
Yes, hi. Yes,
yes.
hi. So this is Princess from the land of durians. Uh, Kinok. It's Kinok from Film Police.
Today we'll be talking about the 30-hour
Play.
or film Beta Maximus.
Oh, by the way, Jim. Jim, I think is sending his vibes right.
Yes, Jim is in we're Jim is transmitting to us via interdimensional link seance of yes, there we have his hair over here.
His
I don't know where
thoughts.
the hair comes from, but it's
Yes.
from GM. So anyway, our guest today is the renowned Shakespeare Tino, who since 1973 has burned pianos in cleansing exorcism rites, written meta
Oh,
books containing verse epics scribbled between the text margins of his published novels. He has like 666 novels and created hundreds of films that have continued to frustrate archivists.
my God.
So, Shakespeare Tino's oeuvre has attracted a following among interdisciplinary scholars, with the Asian Institute of Disembodied Paraphysics creating a dedicated committee to comprehensively study how his work has foreshadowed historical events that have shaped the post colonial Filipino psyche. So he lives with his five children at an 18th century Manila nunnery that he repurposed using found items. So please say hello, Mr. Shakespeare Tinio, to our audience.
Magandang gabi, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang hapon.
Yes. So the first question is very interesting collaboration, a multi media conglomeration of productions, and we were able to see this in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Shopee, Lazada, among other
Yes.
things, right? And
Yes.
yeah, very interesting. And I heard that Pornhub was interested, but they weren't able to sign the contract in time. So can you tell us something about the how you got all of these
May
companies?
conflict kasi doon sa Pornhub kasi yung may conflict between Pornhub and Globe.
Yeah.
So hindi makanood yung mga Globe fans ng Macbeta Maximus at saka
Oh my.
kaya yun. Pag-desisyon na namin wag na lang.
Yeah. By the
But
way,
were there other offers from other websites? Like
Meron gusto parang ayaw nilang gusto nila secret
gusto nila
mm,
secret.
collaborate.
parang surprise, in the middle of a BJ
Parang gano'n,
scene,
parang
parang
medyo naniniwala kasi sila sa subliminal marketing. So,
ah,
may mga sinisingit na lang kaming mga half frame na mga product placement nila.
okay. So parang mga yung mga pig's blood, ganun.
Hindi, yung mismong brand nila, yung mga brand name, logos.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
they, for example, Friendster, they wanted to make a comeback, but
Yes.
they wanted to insert this song called you got a friend in me, but rap remix dubstep, but it's not in the spirit of the
Okay, medyo
performance.
yung creative directors namin, medyo parang gusto silang tulungan. Kaya nga yung kanta na You've Got a Friendster in Me. Kaso medyo nagkatalo lang regarding the letter H. Parang gusto talaga nilagyan ng H yung Friendster. Kaso ayaw naman ng kabila. Kaya, well, yun. Hindi na naman natuloy.
yung one of my favorite parts of the film was the way that there was this live scoring of Akira Kurosawa's Throne of Blood by Wazak Betamus Orchestra, and even there was even a literal throne of blood in the middle, like a dinuguan throne, of blood while this was happening. So
Okay. Totoo yan. Tapos parang yung ano lang, nagreklamo lang doon kasi yung organization na kasama namin dito, ano sila, composed of 1,756 members. Yung iba ron, kasi mga food activists. So, na-offend sila doon sa dinuguan na natapon.
Oo nga.
Kaya sinigurado namin nandun din sila nung sa actual performance. Sinigurado namin na andun sila para kainin yung dinuguan sa sahig.
Ayun.
Para
Very-
if they ask, what's the taste, they know the taste.
Para hindi na sayang. Kasi ayaw nila kasi ng sayang na pagkain.
Yes.
In the name of art, di ba? Ano ba naman yung art? Mas mahalaga ang pagkain kaysa sa sining.
Correct. Paano naman yung isang scene na parang may scene kasi doon na, di ko sure kung Bibles ba yun, na nasusunog. So, like, parang may mga, di ba nasa nunnery, nagkaroon ka ng experience sa nunnery type of environment, ganyan. So, I'm sure nung nasusunog yung Bibles, like, what was the reaction of the people? Sinabi ba nila na, okay, ganun ang smell?
Yung tao naman, kasi beforehand, parang may briefing sa audience. So alam naman nila na hindi talaga totoong Bible yun. Nakasulat lang sa harap, Holy Bible. Yung iba, Good News, iba, Old Testament, New Testament, tapos andun yung mukha ni Cristo. Pero pag binuksan mo lahat ng books na yun, walang laman. Blank siya. Kaya hindi sila na-offend.
How about this, there's this kind of Broca-esque to it. I mean, what was the motivation to infuse that kind of Broca movement? Whatever Broca movement means.
Actually, may secret ako sabihin sa inyo. Yung, ito kasing Macbeta Maximus was, si Lino Bro kasi, maliban pa dun sa, ano yung title, Misericordia yata yun, after Ora Pro Nobis, may project sila, nakatanggap ng Hubert Bals Fund grant sa Rotterdam. Pero may isa pa siyang work, na kasi si Ricky Lee kasi maraming tinatagong script yan na hindi na direct, hindi na produce, na with different directors. Isa doon kay Lino Broca. Although ito hindi lang si Ricky Lee yung involved. Parang sa dosena silang scriptwriters, no. Si Doy Del Mundo, si Bing Lao, etc. Pete Lacaba. Tapos yun, they tried to tackle itong Macbeth. Kaya yun, ito dapat yung follow-up film ni Broca after Ora Pro Nobis. Kaso yun nga, hindi nang natuloy. Kasi may problema na naman with the financiers. Pero yun, binatay talaga namin, lalo na yung 67th scene doon sa manuscript, nung screenplay ni Lino Broca.
Another part na medyo nagustuhan ko, especially due to the psychogenic framing of its characters, because if you relate it to the Lacanian theory of marinated beef, there's a cameo here by Yossi Kadiri, and they sang together with Jollibee and the Burger King, and could
I like that scene.
Yeah, I like that scene too.
Actually, aside from sa Lacanian psychogenic, ito kasing particular sequence na yun, inspired siya ng real life. Batay talaga siya sa sarili kong kasaysayan. Kasi nung bata ako, si Yossi Kadiri yung dinala nilang mascot para sa birthday ko. Yun, medyo nagmarka lang din siya kasi hindi pa ako nagsisigarilyo nun, pero yun, nakaka-inspire yung moment na yun. Hindi ko makakalimutan. Medyo naluluha ako ngayon pag nakikwento ko yun, pero hindi ko lang.
Sobrang heartwarming and
Aw,
inspirational
kawawa
si Yossi
naman.
Kadiri.
It's good na may tribute siya doon kasi nakakamiss din siya, no? Yossi.
So, actually,
Yossi Kadiri.
nagbebenta kami sa Shopee yung may, may 5.5 sale. Mga Yossi Kadiri, stuffed toys. Ganyan. So, sana makabili kayo. Pwede sa mga, mga anak nyo, mga kaaway nyo.
May iba bang kinonsider maliban kay Yossi Kadiri? Like, ibang jingle, ganun, na
Actually, lahat, yung iba baka hindi nyo lang napansin, yung YC Bikini Brief, yung Seiko Wallet. Lahat yun actually pinlayback namin during the whole 30 hours. Yung iba siguro, baka medyo nakatulog ka dun sa part na yan, hindi mo napansin. O kaya, baka masyadong mahina, baka napahatching ka. Baka na-miss mo yung mga, minsan kasi, mga microsecond yung pag-playback namin. Minsan, sobrang bagal, sobrang hina. Okay, nasa left channel lang, wala sa right, etc. So, pero lahat, we really wanted to make this a commercial venture. Kaya lahat ng commercials na pwede namin ipasok, pinasok talaga namin.
May narinig ako nga na recent na critics sa Village Voice na sinabing yung part na lumabas yung Seiko wallet, ang wallet na maswerte. Tapos parang may kunyari may perang nahuhulog sa from the sky, pero yung pera ay yung mga pera ni Marcos nung panahon ni Marcos, wala siyang value. Pero galing ng juxtaposition nun.
Yes, pero again, kasi ba't ng kontrobersya talaga tong proyekto na to, na sobrang laki kasi sobrang lawak. Yung Village Voice na yan, kasi merong hinalintulad kasi sila nung isa sa 7 kritiko doon sa third act, parang may statement siya na comparing Village Voice and the Village People. Maraming sensitive na singers doon sa Village Voice, kaya medyo they tried.
They tried naman, they tried.
Tried their best, it wasn't good enough. Pero,
Yeah, and I also enjoyed yung part na kasi 'di ba there this parang Greek chorus na film critics na they were praising this film. Kasama very eclectic mga film reviewers, the film reviewer of Toro, of Candy Magazine, of K-Zone. Yan, silang lahat, sama-sama silang lahat. So, yeah, we're very...
we try to, isa rin sa mga parang kinatutuwa, ng mga kritiko, lalo sa mga postmodern, yung nagsimula yung film sa mga kritiko. Kritiko ang nagsimula ng pelikula.
In reverse.
So, the first hour of this 30-hour odyssey is just critics talking and raving and criticizing and discussing the film. Yun ang isa siguro sa mga parang pasok sa mga anal ng history.
Yeah, very, very anal, very full of that, that fiber that holds us together. Princess, did you have something to comment?
Tinanong ko si Manola, Dargis, kasi tinext ko siya. Sabi ko, bakit si David Fincher? Nauna ka sa interview sa kanya. Sabi ko, what happened to ST? I thought you were gonna talk to ST.
Yeah.
So, sabi niya, actually, papasok pa lang ako kaso, drenched daw siya dun sa 30-hour play/film. So, she's still lost in her thoughts right now. Pero if you were gonna be,
Totoo yan, marami sila parang kinapos, kasi syempre, sanay sila sa film, bigla bibigyan mo ng ganito na hindi naman lang film, Pati rin yung mga krito sa teatro, ganun din, kasi parang, theater ba yan? Hindi naman theater yan, pinapanood nga namin sa screen, etc. Ayun, tapos, ayun, ang pinakadulo lang talaga, nagkakawasakan doon talaga sa maliliit na detalye.
Mm.
Ayun, yung producer namin, natawag siyang Magnolia. Darky. So yun, nung nabigtas niya yung Magnolia, sabi ko, I hate that film! Sabi niya. Kaya, end of conversation.
Yun. And
So plain na plastic lang pala niya ako kasi sabi niya, no, wait, I'll talk to him this week, sabi niya. So I was like,
Baka naman,
Okay.
baka nagbagong loob. Kasi
Mm.
may message siya, kaso yun, na unseen
na
lang.
Magnolia na.
uh,
Grabe. Alam mo, paano pala yung reception ng mga, I mean, ano yung pinaka-best na feedback na na-receive mo? Kasi especially ako, napanood ko siya in 3 platforms. On Shopee, on Facebook, and even on that ugly shit called Vimeo. Oh, what the fuck is that, you know? But I saw it on all 3 platforms. You know, pero ang pinaka nagustuhan ko si Shopee kasi habang pinapanood ko yung kinakatas yung pig's blood, nakakapag-like ako. Tapos I think I gathered like 40 coins. So alam mo yun, parang inaantok na kasi ako dun sa first part eh. Sorry ah.
nakabili din ako ng hanger eh.
Yeah, alam mo
Bili
yun,
ako ng
40 coins
hanger
is
habang
40
pinapanood
coins.
ko eh.
Pambili ko rin ng seeds yun eh. Kasi plantita na ako. Diba? Ganun talaga eh. Cost ng pandemic yan eh. So, never heard
But
from, you know.
review, kasi yung isang kaibigan ko, kapapanganak lang, tapos, so, mga, halos mag 3 months old pa lang yung baby niya. Tapos, kasabi, syempre, sila naman magkasama. So, habang nanonood din yung baby. So, I think it was on the 27th hour of the film. Ayan, biglang nagsasalita na yung bata. Yung 3 months, na hindi naman, hindi pa nagsasalita before that. Tapos hindi lang nagsasalita, kumakanta pa. Ayun, kinakanta niya yung Lupang Hinilang. Ayun. Well, medyo naantik ako kasi katatapos lang din ng di ba, na araw ng kagitingan. Kaya medyo naging talaga ako, naging fascistic, nationalistic simula nung nalaman ko yun.
Wala pa siya sinabing words. Baka pwede maging website yun eh. You know,
Pwede
like
maging.
Google.
Wala,
Diba
parang
Google?
puro Lupang Hinirang eh. Parang,
Oh.
ano nyo lang talaga, paulit-ulit, parang naka-loop.
Pwede natin siguro ilagay sa
Although may isang doktor, I think it's even a colleague of John's, na-diagnose yung bata ng COVID. Kasi parang, wow, sobrang loop na yan, ba't tayo huminto ng bata? Ayun. COVID!
na-disco, yung bigla eh, parang, yeah, siguro na-diagnose siya with,
COVID-21.
COVID-21 na.
I think the COVID-21 is the nationalistic strain.
Very advanced COVID for the new generation, And we have a few listener questions here. Yeah, the first one is from Loverboy29, and his question is, this is just numbers. So 16, 41, 29, 176, and 5,718. Okay, so what's your opinion on this question?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
He got the spirit of the film, no? Of those 30 hours, no?
Okay.
Very
Yun,
insightful.
yun, nice.
Yeah, and here's another question. I'm just gonna channel him. It's actually one of the 29,000 spirits involved in the production of previous work. So let me just shift to my astral projection form. So his question is. That's the question. What is?
I think Ses can answer that better.
Yeah,
Ses?
Ses. Any ideas of this disembodied spirits question? I think it's very articulate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
In
I'll go
fairness
back to
naman.
the beach and going back to the beach there.
Pwedeng hospital muna siya kasi masyado nag-gets eh. Pero I think the better question to that question is why?
Why
It's just
indeed?
why.
What the
Why?
greatest question in the universe?
Is
Yeah.
why.
But the spirit seems very pleased with his involvement as one of the summoned 29,000 spirits by the church organ. So
Mm.
I
Yes.
think it's very valid. It's a very valid observation. Yeah, and I agree. I agree with his sentiment.
Ano yung favorite scene mo dyan dito sa 30-hour
Wow.
film
Well,
play?
there are so many. Like before the Throne of Blood, that's one, and the one with Jollibee and Burger King, teaming up. The Seiko Wallet part. But I guess the one of my, of course, I am a big Star Wars fan. So when Hitler fought Darth Vader there in Novaliches, that was one of that blew my mind because the special effects. No, Hitler came back for this film. I mean, how did you get the contract? Signing the contract with
Totoo yan.
George.
Actually, yan din yung pinakamagastos na part eh. Kasi ayaw na namin gumamit ng green screen. Yan, ginamit namin yung mga naka-project na talaga, naka-playback na talaga yung background habang nag-aaway sila. Para realistic talaga. Kasi medyo magagaling yung actors, kailangan nila na, kasi di ba, pag green screen, parang kailangan mo mag-imagine eh. Pag di ka ganun kagaling umarte, syempre, kailangan mo ng suporta na talaga na, wow, nasa talaga kami, outer space talaga kami.
Very epic, no? And ang ganda nung parang there was while they were fighting, yung orchestral music was, yung tunog nila is tunog classic, nisin, nakakabusog. Wow, and orchestrated version ni John Williams, no?
Para nagutom ulit ako.
Yeah, ganda.
Pero ako, I wanted to congratulate you guys din kasi ako yung klaseng reviewer na, alam mo yun, wala akong masabing masama puro praise. Ganun ako So, I was very happy that, the cultural appropriation here, using the Lapu-Lapu sequence on outer space, that's really great. And, what else do we have? If for example, ako, hindi pa ako nakapanood dito, like, isa akong Aita, nawalan ako ng bahay kasi may pinatayong subdivision. Anong may expect ko dito para matuwa naman ako, ganun?
Well, bibigyan namin lahat ng Aita ng bahay. Pakita lang sila ng ticket nila na nanonood sila dito. Nanonood sila ng buong 30 hours, hindi lang ng kalahati o hindi lang oras. Hello?
Hello?
Mamaya na.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? It's one
Hello?
of the viewers.
Hello?
Hello? Ayun. So, sige. Sige. I think it's one of our
Ayun.
listeners from the afterlife. Sige lang. Tuloy mo.
Yeah. Ay, ito medyo lame yung question, pero parang medyo seryoso din So, it's concerning Jim. So, may sinend din siyang question earlier. Kaya kanina medyo parang minamigrate ako kasi mahaba ng tanong niya. Pero, very insightful naman. So, yung una niyang tanong is, kasi si Director Lamberto Avellana, which is one of the best theater directors, in Philippine theater history. So, he adapted the portrait of an artist as a Filipino. So, ikaw, how will you adapt portrait of an artist or paano yung adaptation ng portrait of an artist if ever may uncanny resemblance siya? Kasi kay Jim, parang uncanny yung resemblance nitong film na to sa portrait of an artist. So, do you think it's the milieu of this time in the Filipino minds or Filipino hearts?
Salamat sa pagbanggit niya na. Kasi ang next project ko talaga is portrait. No? It's my remake of portrait. Kasi syempre may magawa na, may larawan, ganyan. Ang portrait of an artist as a Filipino mongrel, yun. So, puro aso. So, in a way pa, medyo may ginawa si Wes Anderson ng Isle of Dogs. Hindi nalalayo. Parang gano'n din naman yan, mga Askal. Although ito live action, kasi stop motion yung pera. Ito talagang mga aso. So, for the past year, nagte-train na ako ng mga ASCAL. Lahat ng mga na-abandon na itong pandemic na mga aso, yun, inaalagaan namin para umarte. So, method acting yung pinaka tinuturo namin sa kanila. Hopefully, makapag-shoot na kami next year.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll
Nice,
be looking
nice.
forward to it. Yeah.
May maganda pala. Kasi sabi mo, Ses, yung lagi kang puro maganda lang yung nakikita mo. Ano yung pinakapangit naman dito sa pelikulang to, no, na nakita mo, na talagang grabe, gusto mong dukitin ang iyong mga mata, no, gusto mong gupitin ang iyong tainga.
Mahirap kasi sa personality ko yan eh. Kasi nga, ko eh, very... Pero, kung tatanungin ako, like yung actual
Oo,
ko,
yung talaga, yung sa atin lang, sa ating tatlo lang.
naramdamin.
Hmm.
Yung sa umpisa, dun sa part na, basta yun, yung sa umpisa. Yung si Jollibee, tapos si McDo, nakita. Yun. Pero parang medyo touching sa akin kasi naalala ko yung memories ng Jollibee, ganun. Maganda sana siya eh, kaya lang iba yung ginamit na Tupperware, ibang ginamit na yun. Yun lang naman yung pangit sa akin. Kasi
Styro.
parang, yun yung styro pala niya, hindi siya tama. Parang, sabi 90s daw to eh. Bakit yung styro pang 2010? Ganun.
Actually, fault talaga yan ng mga production designer namin.
Kasi wala silang benepisyo, no? Kaya siguro, subpar lagi yung...
Kasi very political pati yung casting ng crew dito.
Ayun. Tapos yung din, yung choice din ng pig's blood, parang dapat sa UP kayo kumuha eh, sa may yung sikat doon nabilihan ng turo-turo. That doon. Yung sa mga isaw-isawan, ganun. Kasi parang at some point akala ko utak na siya ng ng someone sa government, di pala, pala yun, isaw pala yun. Yun, kita mo, kaya ayaw ko magsalita kasi nababa na ako sa
nakakasakit ka naman talaga, Ses eh.
Oo, diba?
Nagtitimpe. Si Jan, nag-usap na rin kami about that aspect of yours. Kaso,
diba?
sabi ni
Hindi
Jan,
pwede. Hindi pwede. Kailangan lagi tayong yung sakto lang. Hindi tayo pwede magkritiko. Bawal yung kritiko kasi kailangan kritik ka pero subpar ka lang.
Critic lang, walang
Oo, di ba? Critic lang tayo pero hindi tayo kritiko. Hindi tayo kritika. Female ako, feminine ako. Hindi pa rin pwede yun. Kailangan subpar ka lang. Ganun.
Ang in-expect ko na Ses nung yung part nga nung kay Jollibee tsaka kay McDo na na-expect ko baka yung hindi mo magustuhan yung part na yung naging sila tapos 'di ba yun nagme-make out sila ganun kiss ganyan tapos biglang ginost siya ni McDonald. So ginost siya ni McDonald through text.
Oo,
parang,
kasi yan din
tayo,
baka hugot kasi ako eh. Alam mo yun, parang masakit na sa akin pag nakakita ko lagi ng hugot sa palabas, parang
pero okay lang.
Nasaktan niyo ako?
Traumatic.
Diba? Oo.
Pero yung pinaka talaga objective ko talaga dito. Gusto ko nang malaman before tayo magtapos. After the whole 30 hours. Ito yung gusto ko malaman, ito yung tanong na gusto kong masagot niyo. Did you fall in love again?
Well, in my case.
So yan kasi alam mo yan ang perfect na distraction question eh. Yung tipong nakakasakit ka na, tapos wala ka ng sinasahod. Syempre isipin mo, na-inlove ba ako? Oo, na-inlove nga siguro. Lalo na dito, after dito sa 30 hours na palabas na ito. I spent my days, my nights. Syempre, Shopee yun eh. Oo, diba? Kailangan live tayo eh. So, syempre, kailangan. Tapos, nag-aabang pa ako ng mura. Wala kang nilagay na mura. Hindi ba kasi galit ka eh. May at some point dun sa film eh, galit ka sa fascismo, Wala akong nakitang mura. Sabi ko, dito kikita. Kasi dapat maglagay siya ng mura.
Carefully worded prose siguro. Ako naman, I fell in love lalo na dun sa it's more is I guess it's more of a nostalgic love kasi I fell in love again
Wow.
with my old yung wallet ko nung 1994, no? Yung
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
it's it's a longing for the past then, and also a reminder of the past. So yeah, it's all it's the synergy talaga eh.
Mm-mm.
Parang hamburger lang yan eh. Parang Jollibee hamburger. Pag kinain mo lang yung patty, di ba? Pag yung patty lang, di ba? Pag kinain mo lang yung patty, wala yun. Pag kinain mo lang yung tinapay, wala yun. Para pag pinagsama-sama mo lahat, hamburger.
Yes, yum, burger. Mwah. Ganun.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yes. So, any last messages,
for
thoughts?
for the audience
For
that
your-
will be seeing this 30
The
hours.
seances will begin.
Yes, maraming salamat sa lahat ng nanood ng buong 30 oras ng Macbeth Maximus, Theater of Destruction. Gusto ko lang sana i-share yung tweet ni Werner Herzog, no? Nung napanood niya yung pelikulang ito. Na kung saan sinabi niya na grabe nung nanonood ako ng pelikulang to at natapos habang pinapanood ko yung pelikula, kung mangyari man ang sinasabi nilang Third World War o kung magunaw man ang mundong ito, hindi ko ito mamamalayan. Yun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
nice thought to
Werner
close it.
talaga kahit kailan eh. Pasikat eh. Sige.
The filmmaker. That's my Werner Herzog impression. Anyway, so from all of us to all of you guys, our 5 listeners on Earth, and the 2 on Jupiter, the 3 on the Dimension X, no? I'm just here in Boracay and I'm just chilling, sipping my lube. Here's my lube.
Mm.
No, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Shakespeare, for joining us today.
Thanks, ST.
Yeah, thanks.
ST.
Actually.
All right.
So cool. Toodaloo, Samhamida, whatever you say, sayonara, and we'll see you guys next time on First World Cinema Club.
Bye. By the way, for today we actually have a special guest, or two special guests. Okay, please introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm just a fan of ST. Oh my god. I'm a fan of ST. Oh my god. So I'm Queen, from Planet Earth, and I'm also launching a website soon. But for now, I'm from Planet Earth.
Sa The Broadcast, ayan, kasi I really liked about yung may kinento ka about yung ka-namesake nila, si Lino Broca, wherein you mentioned that even his lesser works pala. So basically hindi siya influence nyo directly, but his lesser work, his melodramas are important, that they've become part of our psyche as filmmakers. So that really kind of struck to me, especially since naalala ko lang after seeing them. So can you tell me anything about yung melodramas niya ni Lino Broca na you can think on the top of your head that really struck a chord sa'yo? Yun lang.